Rumors spreading round United Texas town about the shack outside the game. And you know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that home out on the range. They got a lot of nice girls.
fellow backseat drivers and race fans from around the world out there in TV land. How y'all doing this evening? I am mighty excited to be back with Season 8 of Apex, this race league. We're kicking it off here with everyone's favorite, the MX-5 and V8, that's Virginia International Raceway. Everyone out there, just about done with our practice session. We'll get into that qualifying just in a moment. Thank you for joining us here on Backseat Podcast. I'm Eric Cummins. This is our season opener tonight, and we had a nice long break over the summer. Hope y'all had a nice summer as well. It's been super quick, everything happened. We had a nice summer camp race league that was going on. Gotta catch up on some more shows. Finally got to watch that movie Rush. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Check it out. A little disappointed there wasn't a single Neil Peart drum solo here. The entire thing was still pretty good. Highly recommend it. Let's see what else we got. Corona on the rise. We got the Delta variant. God bless. Everything's going crazy, but tonight we are going especially crazy because we got over 43 drivers, it looks like, in this lobby at the moment. Let's check out some of the times laying down. We got two classes going on this evening as well. So two different classes of Miatas. We're driving the newer models, the 2016 era to current, and the model gen set just before that was from 2010 through 2015. Those ones should be just a little bit slower out there, as in real life those are a good bit slower actually, as the most recent generation of Miatas is the most fastest. Let's take a quick peek over at the race info while we got it. Oh my goodness gracious, it's sized up properly. I cannot believe it. Tonight's Miata mashup, 10 minutes of solo qualifying followed by that 40-minute race. Then we have 17 and X to a drive-through penalty. We got those two different classes going on. If you want to check out our race rules and everything else that's really gives me all the info about our race league, check out apexthis.racing in your least secure browser. And Russell coming through with a dynamite photo. Yes, we're going to have to do. He is riding the King Ranch Edition tonight, isn't he? The Mazda seemed to have teamed up with Ford for that one. Anyways, if you would like your photo, contact me directly, Eric Elkins, through the Race League. I will also be putting up a new Season 8 picture bash post so we can get everybody up there. And I still am yet to load up everyone else's pictures. My game files are not playing nicely with each other, but for the moment I think I got most things set up in these new files. Please bear with me while we move through the early growing pains of a new season, new files, a lot of new names out here as you would expect. Welcome to all these guys. Elliot, sorry to go to you at an opportune moment. A few new names, but a lot of familiar ones that we have not seen for some time. It's good to have everyone back and ready for the new season, though. I love this high participation. It really makes it super fun. Riding a really high ride height? Is that what I see? This car looks just off the ground. Very, very strange there. And as always, make sure you smash that thumbs down button. Don't forget to unsubscribe from this channel. And always hit that bell an even number of times. Right along with Kelly here. Tommy Regan back in the session. Welcome back, Tommy. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Kevin San Diego is out there. Are we starting to put some times down? Not quite yet. Kevin San Diego running with that classic lime green paint. That is what we want. We're working through it again, remembering how all of our programs play with each other and how it all works. Michael Johnson coming down the straight here. Or maybe it was just the style of these Miatas was so much higher. It just looks like it's off the ground nearly. And we have our first entry on the board. It's a 210.6 by Kelly Greenhoe. Jordan Johnson takes it away immediately. He was fastest in practice with a 210 flat, so not a great deal between them. Charles Kowalczyk, Tommy Regan coming across the line, followed by Kent Kruger, Russell Elizondo. Kevin is the first of the old class. Michael Johnson follows him. Kenny Teal is the third. I guess those would be those are the NCs. The NC model would be the third gen. And the NDs are the currents. David McAllister putting in a 213, coming in 9th place at the moment. Kevin San Diego, as you can see, going faster than a great deal of these quicker Miatas out there. He's just got so much speed under him. Kelly Greenhoe going back to the pits, as does Mason Smotherman after he comes across the line. Mike Roof into 11th there. we're trying to get some more times out there, figure out this new game file for everybody. Bjorn comes across the line. That's going to put him 12th, just behind Kevin San Diego there. Russell Elizondo, Tommy Regan, and Ken Kruger moving themselves up with that last lap. Jordan Johnson not able to cap his best time out there, but is still some ways off of Kelly Greenhoe and Mason Smotherman, who are both in the pits. Richard Swindells pushes himself up to the second row. He gets into the 210s. Greg Ream putting that old Miata in second. Here comes Peter Ransom across the line. Not going to see him get onto the grid though. Troy Banks starting a hot lap now himself. Roman Bykoff up into the top 10 and goes back to the pits. That's all he's going to have time for. John Miller still to set a time here. Mike Roof goes into 14th place with that one. Andre Garcia approaching the pit straights now. Andrew Dirk is just outside the top 10. Robbie Campbell up to 5th with the jumping into the 210s as well. Here comes Andre Garcia across the line. It's going to be good enough for the top 10. He does a 2:11.191. Andrew Rasmussen into 18th place there for his class. And then Matthew Adkins follows him into 24th. Ryan Dunham still needs to set a time. So does Troy Banks. John Miller here coming across down the hill now. Troy Banks coming out past Oak Tree. Wonder if he's going to have enough time to finish. He's got a minute on the clock remaining in our first qualifying session of Season 8. So many names out there. It's so great to get so confused. Here comes John. He wraps that one up. And he's going to put his car into second place. There you have it. Richard Swindells crosses the line. He can't better his time. He's going to stay right there. Practicing those standing starts. We will have that standing start, which will be oh so exciting for everybody out there. It's a good thing to practice. No pit stop required tonight for this race. We should have required pit stops for the remaining 2 races in the week. Troy Banks crosses the line with a 2:13.173 and puts himself into 18th place. So let's run down that massive race grid real quick. And of course, it's going to be real tiny, but we have the time. Let's go and see if we can't supersize that a little bit for these old eyes. As I said, please bear with me for the early stuff, and of course it's not going to be able to be seen. All right, but that's Jordan Johnson on pole position, lining up next to Kelly Greenhoe, Roman Bykoff, Richard Swindells on row 2, followed by Mason Smotherman, Robbie Campbell, Charles Kowalczyk, Russell Elizondo, Andre Garcia, Tommy Regan squeaking into the top 10. Kent Kruger is the first admin, followed by Bjorn Benches. No Corey Mitchell I didn't see out there. Mark Bray is followed by Andrew Durkis, Bryson Lee. I think we are going to be divided by class. Mike Roof, Paul Simmons, Mike Roof, Troy Banks, Andrew Rasmussen, David McAllister, Andrew Rasmussen, Justin Atchison, Russell McGuire, Daniel Bonilla, Matthew Reuter, Matthew Adkins, Morsaini. Actually, I think we are lining up in that fashion. We're going to line up with everybody mixed class at the moment, with Kevin Sandiego leading that pack, followed by second place in that class, John Miller, Brandon Bachman, Craig Ream, Michael Johnson, Elliot Gorberg, Donovan Smith, Kenny Teal, Andrew Cordero, and Yul Hale wrapping up that pack. And excuse me, everybody, we are about to get running here. We have got to pay attention to what is going on because the lights are about to come up, and we will be racing here. And we are ready to go. Jordan Johnson cannot find to release the clutch pedal, and everyone is away. What a start. Kelly Greenhoe immediately takes the lead and leads us around for our first lap of the season. He's got Roman Bykoff just behind him. David McAllister having issues towards the back. Oh, our first accident and our first admin takes a tumble, and behind them, oh, it's such a mondo crash. Oh, it is not pretty at all. That is not what we needed to see on the opening lap, opening turn of the season. Just people getting all excited with so many cars. Everybody enduring a little bit of damage. They do have one fast repair available. A few people still struggling to get that thing moving as we go through the side-by-sides. There is somebody into the wall there. Looked like perhaps Charles Kowalczyk. Yes, he is stuck in the wall back up top. Looks like Roman Bykoff has taken the lead from Kelly Greenhoe. Mr. Middle Name Aggression right there. Mason Smotherman stays in that third place spot, respectively. Your pole sitter right now, Jordan Johnson, all the way down in 7th place. Richard Swindell's having off track. Coming out of there, he's going to get it together and get passed by Andre Garcia. And what a rough first lap we've had so far. I'm curious to see where Kent Kruger managed to make it back out. And Roman Bykoff has gotten himself a nice little, oh no, Roman Bykoff has fallen back. Excuse me, I didn't see him. I thought that was Kelly Greenhoe leading the pack, which it is. And I thought, I just didn't see him. He was so far out in front. Kent Kruger still moving in this race. He's coming around the corkscrew section now. He was one of the cars that was whacked in that opening lap. Meanwhile, Kevin Sandiego, the leader for this class, is just boogieing right along. He's just behind Bjorn Benches there, and Bjorn riding in the top 10 for that class. Cars all over the field. I was about to say everybody has somebody to fight with, but Kent Kruger is having a lonely race at the moment. Please don't pay any attention to my timing tower when it decides to do this. I have not set something up in iRacing that allows it to think it's doing a good job, so it freaks out. When it doesn't have enough cars out there, Andrew Rasmussen going into the back of Paul Simmons Ochoa there, and it looks like that's John Miller, possibly, doing a sweet pass in the grass there, skipping by everybody, about to get on the heels of Paul Simmons Ochoa at the moment as they go door to door down the long back straight. Such a great slipstream opportunity. they're going 3 abreast down the straight. John Miller pulls out of it and lives to fight another day. He's got Andrew Rasmussen. He's not fighting for class here. These are all faster cars than him, especially on the straight, I think. They've got a little bit more to them. They're about 3, I think in real life, they're about 3 seconds faster at 0 to 60. Just to give you an idea, although they are a good bit heavier as well. But back up top, let's see what's going on. Oh goodness, what has happened to our leaders? As Kelly Greenhoe is falling back quite a bit. We're going to take a look at what happened to that opening lap, but whoa, that was a cool animation it decided to bring. Oh, there's Kelly Greenhoe slipping out of the lead. Whoa, whoa, crazy animations, look at that. That's what you paid the big bucks for. But a crazy lead for the race. You can just see the intervals there are correct between this top pack, and these are the leaders here as everybody just goes streaming around. A lot of mistakes and a big draft to be had here as well. It's going to make for some excellent racing, not to mention the numbers we've been able to get for this evening's race. Pretty fun stuff out here for these guys. Here's David McAllister just behind John Miller. John really quick through this section, is all over these guys. But Robbie Campbell leads out there. Way to go, Robbie. Has a nice little lead. Matthew Smotherman is really sort of forced to box it out with Roman Bycroft and Andre Garcia. Kelly Greenhoe is not out of the picture either. He's just behind these guys after just losing a little bit. There's Richard Swindell's quickly followed by your pole sitter, Jordan Johnson, but scratch that. Here comes Andre Garcia. It looks like he got shoved out onto the track, onto the side of the track there. Now let's run it back a touch and see what had happened to everyone here. Oh, Ken Kruger with a poor start there. He has Kevin Sandiego to his inside in a mixed class here. Kevin cuts back to the outside. Oh, there's Bjorn, who says there can only be one admin. Oh, and takes out Kent, who spins it around. Kent does really well to take it back to the infield there, but whoever the red car was that spun around, and then people getting a little hasty, trying to get around, and the people in the back didn't really. There was about 20 Miatas in the way. They couldn't quite see what was going on out there, and it looked just like a little fender bender, and everybody keeps it rolling. So I'd kill to be a fly in the wall at that stewards meeting tomorrow for Kent and Bjorn. And Robbie Campbell with a nice 1 second lead now, getting down the road. back up top. The race has taken form yet again as Robbie Campbell loses that gap. Roman Bykoff adding almost a couple horsepower to the back of Mason's MX-5. He's going to take to the inside there. So aggressive, just steals the move, takes over the whole racetrack. Mason very clever just to stay out of that for a moment. Andre Garcia has fallen back. Now he's in the clutches of Bjorn, who is in a murderous mood this evening. It's best to look out. Kelly gets out of it real early there. Oh, and just ahead of them, Paul Simmons Ochoa is spun by Andrew excuse me, is that Andrew Cordero? Is that his first name? It is Andrew Cordero, it looked like. A little battle going on down here for 18th between Mark Bray and Justin Atchison. Oh, and Mark Bray takes to the grass. That's not the quickest way around the circuit whatsoever. John Miller back down here, trying to get past Russell McGuire. It's not happening for him on the straights, it looks like. Kevin Sandiego just ahead of Troy Banks, mixed class there. No real fight needed. And under braking, Mason Smotherman with a fantastic move. Now he's right on the bumper of Robbie Campbell, who has a wicked time coming out of the corkscrew there. Roman Bykoff would be envious of that move, as it's almost a corner cut by Mason, who now has Roman for company, Kelly Greenhoe. And it just stacked up there for a second, and those three did not get a good run. Kelly is probably going to be the one to take advantage on the inside. Yes, can he get two cars here as Mason Smotherman takes to the racing line? Kelly gets out of it, wants to just stay above Roman, who will make him work for it. He's not in the 7 for bullet tonight. He's in the banquet machine. And a little bit of side-by-side racing here, coming down the back straight. Peter Ransom just staying ahead. I think his flames were just a little bit hotter. Craig can see John Miller just 3.6 seconds up the road. Decent gap for these little machines. And there's Bjorn getting past Andre Garcia. What a move that was. So approaching 15 minutes into the race, Mason Smotherman is leading these guys. Kelly Greenhoe up to second. Robbie Campbell is back down to third place. And here goes Kelly. Wow. Great bravery at the top of the hill there. And somebody's got to give up. You don't want to lose the race when you're doing so well, so high up the field. They live to fight another day. Great little pack. And Roman's going to force the issue going through the S's up the hill. Oh, he's gotten past one. He's trying to make it two in the grass. He is one of the more aggressive drivers on the track at the moment. And he's just reminding everybody up top that he is there and he is hungry for that win. He liked the way it felt when his name had the one next to it. And so he's definitely going to go for it. And down the straights, here we go. Robbie Campbell now behind him after he was just forced out. Killer move. Daniel having a bit of an incident, keeping him back on track there. Russell also. Whoa, going through the S's there. He's just going to tag the wall and keep it moving, though. Pretty nice. Wow, look at those graphics. I'm never going to press the replay button again. Oh, heavens. Robbie gathers the throttle pedal there. He's trying to stay with these guys. And here comes Roman. And these two are starting to catch up to Russell Elizondo just ahead of them. I imagine coming down to the straights this time, these leaders are coming up to the back of the pack here. They'll start doing some drafting themselves down the back straights in just a moment. Ryan is losing speed drastically as he was a lap down and letting those guys through, and here he goes off track, and now the leaders are going to get that gap to go through. And here is this pair catching right up to Russell at the moment, just a half-second gap. Bjorn's really pushing. And we have hit the 20-minute mark. That's halfway through our first race of the season. Very exciting here. Oh, as Mason Smotherman tries to send it to the inside and find somewhere to put his MX-5 other than into the back of Roman Bykov's. Oh, it looks like you had a biggie off track that sent him to the pits, and that's going to be right into the fence. And it's going to end his race as he retires. And poor Richard Spindels has just been running his race just outside of the leaders, just 2 seconds outside them. Can't quite catch up, needs something to happen there to make it a 5-horse race at the front. And I think we should have a good season here for the MX-5s, as there should be some tight racing. And Kevin San Diego is, we just gave him his own class to say that he won so that someone else could win. As the gap back to John Miller is over 12 seconds at the moment. And back to 3rd place. Greg Ream is another 9 seconds. Or maybe that's that is a 4-second gap, I believe. It's far less. Mason Smotherman takes back the lead as they leapfrog around yet again. They're going to do this for another 20 minutes until somebody's going to play hot potato with the lead. And usually we'll have a couple fireworks right at the end as Roman outbrakes himself. They do a lovely braiding cars there. And Mason gets the undercut and gets back in place there. Oh, and Roman is pushing very hard. He almost opens himself up to Kelly behind. That's not going to happen. Troy Banks with a big off track here. It looks at T1. And he's going to lose a spot there. He's going to lose a bunch of spots. No, just none at all. That's a lapped car you see in front of him. Back here, Brandon Bachman, who is running 5th in class. Doesn't need to battle these guys ahead. Oh, but it looks like Matthew Reiter giving Peter an easy place there. Kent Kruger has found some action on track finally after that overly exciting first turn for him. And Russell Elizondo is making that King Ranch wide and keeping these guys at bay for the moment. Mason Smotherman finding a little bit of breathing room up top as Kelly Greenhoe is getting very, very close to Roman. Bjorn's going to think about a move here on the back straight. He's got that one done easily this time. Or does he, as Russell considers keeping that inside line and gives it up wisely, as there's plenty of slipstream to be had. Roman is eager to regain the lead, excuse me. Oh, and he almost puts it wide into the dirt. just tags it with that rear tire. I didn't know if he was going to be able to hold that, but he did. And Richard Swindell's is about to be the second Canadian in this top pack here. As these guys keep fighting, he's going to let him in. There's Richard in 5th place. He's made a gap to the leaders. Only a second. Let's see if he's not able to pull himself up there. And Roman, for some weird reason, just does not want to give up that position. It's essentially almost meaningless at this point, as you've seen them trade the lead so many times during this race. And actually pushing Mason out that way has dropped him down to 4th position, make that 5th position, as Richard Swindell's is eager to take up that spot. Poor Mason, from trying that move into the corkscrew for 1st, finds himself back in 5th after Roman really puts his elbows out and ends up, as I was saying, why would he do that? Gets himself over a 2nd lead at the top and gets himself a little rest as Kelly Greenhoe and Robbie are now going at it. Troy Banks has another off track coming through the final turn this time, and Russell Elizondo, oh goodness, what has happened here as we've had a big crash between this little gang. As we come down to T1, oh, Russell comes in and tags him. Andre Garcia is going to run away with it. And real bummer there. And there is no cow catcher out there. Mr. Elizondo this time. Actually, oh goodness, as Kelly Greenhoe loses the rear and somehow manages to hold on to it. He's going to come back on the track in 5th position. As Mason has already made his way past Richard Swindell's, and a little bit of elbows out has really sort of broken up the leading pack here. The gap's wavering anywhere from a 2nd to a 1/2 a second now. Russell back out on track with some major aero damage. He is not going to be very quick out there for the rest of the race. Still running in the top 10 though. Troy Banks getting past at the moment. As Bjorn Benches is already 11 seconds up the road. Kevin Sandiego says, "Get out of my way." And gives him a little tap. Here comes John Miller, still riding in 2nd place. And 3rd place for the NCs is Craig Ream here. Up top, Robbie has waited patiently. Now he's duking it out solo with Roman Bykov. As Roman picks up a little off track there, really pushing that car around. Mark Ray just ahead of Kent Kruger here, who's going to try to do that move up through the S's. Mark's car has got even more damage to it. Getting a little limpy there, and he's got to have gotten out of that move by now. And Kent just going on a tear at the moment. There's Robbie Campbell all out, going wide. I wonder what happened there. As he's going to drop down to 5th. It looks like we were coming around Oak Tree. Was it? No. Was it the final turn? Possibly. He just got a little loose with it. Final turn it was. And that's going to see him in 4th. As Kelly Greenhoe is still 2.5 back. Now it's up to Mason Smotherman. As I think that was Colby off track there that we saw. Colby Kersey. Was it? Maybe it was somebody else. Oh no! No, that Colby was the and Colby with some blue flags here. I don't quite know what had happened there. He just kind of freaked out when Roman came through, but perhaps wasn't the way to do it from Roman. There he is, right next to him. Yeah, it's hard to say as we've seen guys get through there pretty cleanly. And real bummer for those guys is Mason's going to drop down behind Andre here. And Kent with a very wide line there around Oak Tree, trying to slingshot it, perhaps maintain as much of that momentum around there for the long straight. It looks to have worked. I think that's Mike Roof. He just got past. Roman now enjoying a 4.5 second lead, 4.25, above Robbie Campbell. Kelly Greenhoe's back there. Tommy Regan now in contention. And it appears, yeah, Colby has retired from the race. Bit of a bummer there. As usually you want to make some room. It's a poor place to have the leaders coming through, especially that one single leader of Roman Bykov. But if he's coming through, it's a good idea to just get it over and done with. Make sure you don't spin on the track. And Craig Ream desperately trying to find a way through as Paul Simmons-Ochoa and Russell McGuire are duking it out. Russell Elizondo down to 14th at the moment. Looks like he went into the pits and took that quick repair. John Miller just can't get quite past Mark Bray here. He's trying to push him into some sort of mistake. Oh goodness, and we're into the final 5 minutes. I've just been having a blast at our first inaugural race of the season. Uh-oh. And we almost just about had an accident there. Craig Ream desperately trying to get through these new fancy Miatas. He got past Bryson Lee there, hunting down Paul Simmons-Ochoa ahead of him. And Roman Bykov is now less than, this may be his white flag lap here. Quite possibly. He's going to be real close at the end of this one here. For taking the first W of the season. He's got a 4-second gap on Robbie Campbell. Doing quite well for the final podium position though. Looks like Kelly Greenhoe is just barely hanging on to that. You see Tommy Regan hot on his heels. Bryce Carter is the third car in this little train. He's a lap car. And Tommy is definitely going to make Kelly work for it. It will not come easy to him as Craig Ream slips back behind Bryson Lee, who almost slips out in front of him. Now Richard Swindell finds himself back in 18th place. I don't quite know what happened here. We have so much action on the track everywhere with still about 30 drivers running. And into the pits comes David McAllister. Has a penalty to serve or something. Well, Kelly started on the front row, but he can end on the podium now. And here is Roman Bykov. We've hit our 40-minute time limit, but there he comes around turns 4 and 5. As he was just not quite there. Here we are on our final lap of the race. Oh, some last minute lunges going on here. As Bryson Lee desperately wants to clear the lap car of Peter Ransom here in the middle, who's also all beat up and losing time. And something has happened to Paul Simmons-Ochoa and has really let Bryson Lee just go right on through. And Peter Ransom, in fact, who is still ahead of these two, as Paul Simmons-Ochoa tries to cut back to the inside and gets that move done. Down the back straight into the corkscrew for the final time is Roman Bykov, your race leader at the moment. Robbie Campbell and Kelly Greenhoe looking like they will take the remaining podium positions. And here comes Roman completing the 19th lap here at Virginia International Raceway for our first win of the 8th season here. Congratulations, Roman, Robbie, and Kelly for hanging out and giving us an awesome show. Tommy Regan coming in 4th place after moving up 6th this race. Andre Garcia is followed by Mason Smotherman. Bjorn Benches up 5 places, followed by Troy Banks, who had a great race himself, starting in 19th position. The last battle out on track at the moment, it looks like. Mark Bray and Russell Elizondo coming down the back straights. Russell's going to take that position. We also have Richard Swindell's here getting the draft on Paul Simmons-Ochoa, getting one more position done. Why not, as Bryson Lee is already boogieing down the road and is trying to pass lap cars, and then Paul Simmons-Ochoa late on the brakes, and the cutback by Richard might just win out here, as he might be for the inside, and Paul really pushing that car. And Richard says, "You can have it, buddy." And that'll be 14th and 15th place. Pretty great stuff out there from the leaders. Real elbows out for Roman Bykov and getting that win as a result. Let's run down the race results. And please don't be out of size, because I know you're going to be. We're just not going to have you at all. It's going to be one of them days, eh? Great shot there of the old oak tree. And it looked like Kelly Greenhoe did not want to hang out to get his picture taken, And we are not going to get our race results up here, are we? I wonder what is happening with the game there as Brandon Bachman perhaps sits in the pits. I don't know, and will not move. The game is still counting him. And will not give me my points yet. Isn't that just the most fun? Anyways, y'all know the drill. Smash that thumbs down. Oh, that's got 2 A's in it. It'll be like Northeastern, like smash. Like real Boston, like, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, it looks like our results will not come to us. Please, if you guys don't want to finish the race, that is just fine. Just make sure if in the future, if you hop out of your car, it will do me a solid so we don't have this situation again. That would be most lovely. Anyways, we will see you guys on Tuesdays with our new Ferrari 488 GT3 Evos. It looks pretty dang cool. I'm a big fan of it, so I'm looking forward to that. We will also have the V8 Supercars on Thursdays, right back here at Virginia International Raceway. We will see y'all then, everybody. It's good to be back. We will see you on Tuesday.